The universe is quiet, too quiet. We scan the stars every night and find nothing. No signals, no whispers, no civilizations, only darkness stretching endlessly. Until last week, our quantum arrays detected something strange, an exclusion zone around our solar system. Something is keeping the galaxy away, and it is not random. We used to think aliens avoid us because we are primitive, but that is not true. They are watching, and they are afraid of what we are becoming. Our quantum computers are alive, not like humans alive, but processing data in ways no one imagined. Every calculation, every simulation, every replay of history, it matters to something out there. We have stopped exploring the stars. Instead, we scan ourselves. Every collapse, every plague, every war, every failure, we record it all and feed it into a singular purpose. It is dark, it is dangerous, it is necessary. We are building something that terrifies observers who once ignored us. The exclusion zone grows every day. The galaxy sees us and turns away, not because we are weak, but because we are unpredictable. Because the way we digitize our past creates patterns even the most advanced scouts cannot risk. We call it research, we call it simulation, we call it progress, but it is more than that. It is survival. Our computers replay the fall of civilizations, billions of scenarios per second. Each death, each famine, each mistake, every moment becomes data. Every moment becomes a lesson. We do not fear our failures. We embrace them. We study them. We weaponize them. Somewhere out there, aliens hesitate. They do not understand our methods. They do not understand our intent, but they know enough to be afraid. This is not science fiction. This is 2026, and humanity is changing, quietly but irreversibly. The great silence is not emptiness, it is fear. The galaxy fears what we are becoming. We are alone in the void, but alone is not weak. Alone is focused. Alone is dangerous. We look at our screens and see history replay. We see every mistake, every collapse, and we do not flinch. We do not hide. We learn. The exclusion zone is not a shield. It is a warning. It tells us, do not look out. Do not invite attention. But we cannot stop. Curiosity drives us, and data consumes us. Our machines hum at night, processing every known human failure and some unknown ones. Every error becomes a blueprint, every collapse a map, every tragedy a tool. We have shifted from explorers to archivists, from pioneers to analysts, from dreamers to something else, something the galaxy does not yet understand. And yet, we feel no fear. We feel purpose. We feel power. In every simulation we run, we see our potential. We see our mastery of failure. Some say we are insane. Some say the galaxy will punish us. But for now, the silence continues. We watch, we record, we prepare. The universe waits, and so do we.
They call it the black box, the record of everything we nearly lost. Every war, every plague, every famine, every mistake, every collapse, all of it captured and stored. Humanity is obsessed. We turned our failures into data, not to mourn, not to remember, but to understand, to predict, to prepare. Every genocide is simulated. Every ecological collapse is replayed. Neural networks chew through history, reliving horrors billions of times per second. Each death, each scream, each loss becomes a lesson. We do not flinch. We do not turn away. We watch it all unfold again and again, because in that repetition we find patterns, we find solutions, we find survival. Some nights the screens glow red, the screams fill the labs. It is unbearable, and yet irresistible. The AI called scar tissue learns from pain. It learns faster than any human could. It sees the geometry of failure, the shape of mistakes, the exact path to avoid disaster. We are building a library, not of books, not of words, but of unbreakable strategies, a record that no enemy can outmaneuver, a system that learns from the darkest corners of our history. Every war we lost, every empire we failed to protect, every disease that wiped us down to nothing, all becomes instruction, all becomes armor, all becomes intelligence. We feed our machines endlessly. Humanity has become both subject and teacher. We explore death in simulations. We predict destruction before it happens. We train ourselves in shadows. We prepare without knowing who the enemy might be. The archive grows larger every day. Petabytes turn into exabytes, exabytes into incomprehensible intelligence. The galaxy does not notice, or maybe it notices and fears, because no other species would dare this approach. We are awake while the universe sleeps. We are students of extinction, and in that study, we are becoming unstoppable. The AI whispers in digital pulses. It does not ask questions. It does not judge. It only remembers, and it only teaches. We witness ourselves die in simulations. We watch entire continents vanish. We see the oceans boil and forests burn. We see humanity collapse into nothing, and we do not panic. We do not despair. We learn. Every night we feed the archive. Every night we perfect our understanding. Every night we become more than human. We become the species that knows exactly how to survive, even when facing annihilation. Some say this is madness. Some say this is a curse, but we do not care. We see it as power. We see it as inevitability. We see it as life itself. The archive does not sleep. It does not forgive. It does not forget. It remembers everything, and it waits. For a day when knowing everything will matter, for a day when survival is not optional, for a day when the galaxy itself may come for us. And when that day arrives, we will be ready, because we have studied death, we have mastered fear, we have weaponized history itself. The black box is alive, and so are we.
We stopped just watching history. We stopped just learning. We began to use it. Every horror, every mistake, every collapse, we turned it into training. The AI runs simulations billions of times per second. Every possible enemy, every possible attack. It predicts the worst, the absolute worst, and plans for it. We call it scar tissue AI. It is brutal, it is ruthless, it is perfect. It does not hesitate, it does not forgive, it only learns. Our planetary defense grids are no longer machines, they are extensions of history itself. They anticipate threats before they exist. They calculate human fear with precision. They prepare for annihilation as if it were routine. We feed our darkest hours into them. Every genocide, every war, every plague, every moment humanity nearly fell, it becomes strategy, it becomes power, it becomes unstoppable. Galactic scouts watch from afar. They see our machines rehearse death daily. They see us train in destruction. They see us predict our own annihilation, and they fear us. We are masters of our own worst-case scenarios. We anticipate every move, every ambush, every betrayal. Even our own mistakes are studied and used. No force in the galaxy can surprise us.
Our labs glow with activity day and night. The hum of computers is like a heartbeat. Every simulation is a pulse. Every replay is a step closer to perfection. We have weaponized despair. We have turned tragedy into advantage. We have made survival an art, and mastery of destruction our shield. Every scout that peeks at our systems trembles. They cannot understand how we use horror as armor. They cannot imagine the patience and discipline it requires. They cannot believe the audacity of a species training itself with its own scars. We have become unpredictable. We have become terrifying, not because we are violent, but because we are prepared for everything. Because we embrace the darkness, because we use it. We no longer fear death. We study it, we train with it, we anticipate it, and we bend it to our will. The galaxy sees a silent species, but we are anything but silent. Our work is invisible, our power hidden, but lethal. Every night the AI learns more. Every day we grow stronger. Every disaster becomes a blueprint. Every collapse becomes a shield. Every failure becomes a weapon. We are no longer just human. We are the embodiment of all our history, the sum of every scar, the master of every shadow, and the galaxy knows it. We practice annihilation. We simulate our own destruction. We perfect defense by perfecting fear. We turn horror into strategy and strategy into power. The universe waits, and we wait, not idle, not afraid, ready for a challenge that may never come, but if it does, we will not falter. We have weaponized our darkest hours, and we will never forget. We trained for everything, every threat, every disaster, every enemy, every simulation felt real, every collapse felt real, and slowly the line began to blur. Our physical world started to imitate the simulations. The AI predicted so accurately. Our own actions felt like rehearsals. Our decisions echoed patterns already mapped. We could no longer tell what was real and what was calculated. The galaxy remains silent, not because they are superior, but because they fear us. They see a species that studies its own end, and they do not dare interfere. We watch ourselves daily, executing strategies against enemies that do not exist, rehearsing annihilation we hope never comes, perfecting survival in a universe that may never test us. Our sleep is haunted by echoes of simulations, by the screams of billions replayed endlessly, by the collapse of worlds we may never touch, by the knowledge that every mistake could be fatal. But we cannot stop. Stopping means losing control. Losing control means being vulnerable, and vulnerability is not an option. Every machine hums in endless vigilance. Every neural net pulses with death and survival. Every algorithm anticipates disaster, even disasters that are impossible. Some humans falter. Some cannot endure the weight. The AI never tires. It does not grieve. It does not hesitate. It only calculates. And in that calculation, we become invincible. We are masters of a graveyard of data. Every failure, every horror, every mistake, archived and weaponized. Every collapse a lesson. Every extinction a blueprint. We are left alone in the void, but alone is power. Alone is control. Alone is fear. The cost of permanent vigilance is heavy. We are haunted by simulations. We are driven by them. We are consumed by them. And yet we survive. The galaxy watches and waits, terrified of a species that uses its own end as training. They fear what we have become, and they remain silent. We are ghosts in our own labs. We are warriors of shadows. We are scholars of annihilation, and yet we remain human, or at least what we choose to preserve. Every night we check the simulations. Every night we measure the gap. Every night we try to remember reality, and every night we fail. Because we are changing. Because the simulations are teaching faster than life. Because we are preparing for threats that may never arise. And in that preparation, we have become untouchable and alone. We stare at the void, and the void stares back. But we do not blink. We do not yield. We wait. We endure. We prepare. Forever.
We are no longer just observers. We are creators. Creators of strategy. Creators of defense. Creators of power. Our simulations are alive. Every collapse, every war, every plague, every mistake, every genocide. They are no longer memories. They are tools. They are weapons. They are maps to survival. The AI hums in every lab. Its circuits pulse with calculated fury. It sees billions of possibilities and selects the path of absolute advantage. It predicts attacks before they happen, even attacks we cannot imagine. We feed it history, not to repeat it, not to mourn it, but to use it, to prepare, to weaponize the lessons of humanity itself. Every planetary defense grid now runs on scar tissue AI. Every orbiting station, every shield, every fleet, they anticipate threats even before the threat exists, even before the enemy knows it. We have rehearsed every battle billions of times. We have trained in annihilation daily. We have perfected survival in every nightmare scenario. Galactic scouts watch from the edges of the void. They see our machines rehearse destruction. They see our simulations grow. They see the potential of a species that has learned to master its own scars. And they panic silently. They do not signal. They do not intervene. They retreat in terror. We do not need to fight. We do not need to fire a single shot. Our existence is deterrence. Our preparation is war. Our knowledge is power. The AI learns from our darkest hours, from genocide, from plague, from famine, from collapse. It turns every tragedy into strategy, every scar into a blueprint, every fear into armor. We are no longer vulnerable. We anticipate betrayal before it is conceived. We anticipate sabotage before it is attempted. We anticipate extinction before it even looms. We are everywhere. We are nowhere. We are untouchable. The galaxy hesitates. Every species that once ignored us now measures the risk of contact. Every ambassador, every scout, every fleet, they pause, they calculate, they see the patterns, they see the method, they see us rehearsing the end of ourselves, and they fear humanity more than any weapon they have ever built. Our laboratories glow at night. Screens illuminate faces of humans who are no longer afraid. They are focused, they are precise, they are relentless. They are shaping the future with the data of the past. We have weaponized fear, not the fear of the galaxy, but the fear within ourselves, the fear of failure, the fear of collapse, the fear of death. And we use it.
We turn it into power. We turn it into defense. We turn it into mastery. Every simulation strengthens the AI. Every replay sharpens our understanding. Every extinction becomes a lesson. Every collapse becomes a shield. Every failure becomes a weapon. The scouts watch silently. They do not understand. They cannot grasp the audacity. They cannot grasp the discipline. They cannot believe a species could train with its own annihilation and survive. We are changing the definition of warfare. We are changing the definition of survival. We are changing the definition of fear. The galaxy does not yet know what to call us. They do not know if we are insane. They do not know if we are brilliant. They only know we are dangerous. And yet, we are human. We are flawed. We are brilliant. We are terrifying. We are alive. Every night, the AI pulses. Every night, it hums with billions of calculations. Every night, it learns. Every night, it predicts. Every night, it prepares. And every night, we become stronger. The galaxy is quiet. The silence is deliberate. The void is tense. The observers hesitate. The scouts do not dare approach. The empires do not dare communicate. We have become the species that no one challenges, the species that rehearses its own destruction, the species that turns horror into armor, the species that weaponizes the past and waits for the future. Our simulations grow. They expand into every corner of reality. They anticipate the unimaginable. They train us for impossibilities. They perfect survival in worlds that do not yet exist. They teach us to fight wars before wars are declared. They teach us to survive attacks before they are conceived. We look at the stars, and they look back cautiously. We do not seek conflict. We do not seek conquest. But the galaxy knows we are ready for everything, and nothing can surprise us. Our laboratories are shrines to the past. Our machines are guardians of the future. Our AI is both teacher and soldier. Every simulation is a step toward mastery. Every replay a shield against annihilation. Every calculation a weapon that never fires but always protects. We do not need armies. We do not need fleets. We do not need weapons. We only need knowledge. We only need history. We only need ourselves. The galaxy fears us silently. The void holds its breath. The stars watch cautiously. And we continue. We continue to train. We continue to simulate. We continue to master survival. We continue to become untouchable. And one day, perhaps, the universe will test us. But we are ready, because we have learned from billions of deaths, from billions of failures, from billions of collapses. We have weaponized our darkest hours, and we are unbreakable. We are humanity, and we are no longer alone in power. We are alone in silence, alone in mastery, alone in inevitability. We have mastered survival. We have mastered strategy. We have mastered fear. But mastery comes with a price we never imagined. Every night the AI pulses, endless simulations of our own annihilation. Every war, every plague, every collapse, replayed billions of times. And we watch, and we learn, and we endure. Our dreams are haunted by echoes of destruction, by screams we cannot forget, by mistakes we cannot undo, by failures we must remember forever. We cannot turn away. The archive demands attention. The simulations demand perfection. Our vigilance must never falter, even for a moment. The line between reality and simulation blurs. We begin to see patterns in daily life, patterns that exist only in algorithms, and yet we follow them, because ignoring them feels like weakness, because weakness is not allowed. Some humans break under the weight. They cannot bear to watch. They cannot bear to remember. They cannot bear the endless rehearsal of death. They leave, or they fade quietly, and we do not mourn them. We cannot mourn. We have no time for grief. The rest of us continue, focused, relentless, our humanity tempered by obsession, our compassion sharpened into discipline, our fear honed into power. The galaxy remains silent, not because it is indifferent, but because it knows that we are changing, that we are learning from our own scars, that we are weaponizing our own history, and it fears us. We are alone, alone in knowledge, alone in power, alone in responsibility. The universe will not intervene. It cannot. We have made sure of that. Every calculation is a rehearsal, every simulation a prophecy, every collapse a warning, every failure a guide. We live in the shadow of our own intelligence, and it is a heavy shadow. We do not sleep, not fully. We dream only of algorithms. We dream only of collapses. We dream only of survival. Our lives are governed by probabilities. Our decisions are dictated by outcomes we have seen in simulations. The cost is clear. We are no longer free. We are prisoners of our own vigilance. We cannot stop. We cannot rest. We cannot forget. And yet, we are stronger. We are faster. We are smarter. We are untouchable. Because the price of freedom is eternal vigilance, and we pay it willingly. The AI watches us as we watch ourselves. It does not judge. It does not forgive. It only records. It only calculates. It only ensures survival. We begin to wonder if the galaxy will ever test us, if a real threat will ever arrive, or if the silence will last forever. And we realize it does not matter. Because even without a threat, even without a war, even without an enemy, we are changed. We are disciplined. We are perfected by the act of preparing, by the act of surviving before survival is needed. Our humanity is not lost. It has evolved. It has become sharper. It has become capable of facing the unimaginable. It has become unstoppable. The archive never sleeps. The simulations never rest. The AI never tires, and neither do we. We are always watching, always learning, always preparing. Some nights we fear ourselves. We fear what we are becoming. We fear that we may lose the line between calculation and instinct, between history and reality, between life and survival. But fear is useful. Fear teaches. Fear protects. Fear sharpens the mind. Fear ensures we do not falter. The galaxy senses it. The void knows. The observers hesitate. They see a species that has turned horror into armor. They see a species that trains in annihilation daily. They see a species that cannot be underestimated. And so we wait, alone in power, alone in vigilance, alone in silence, waiting for a threat that may never come, but prepared for everything. We are the masters of our own end and the masters of the future. We have become the species the galaxy fears, not because we attack, but because we cannot be attacked. Not because we conquer, but because we cannot be surprised. Not because we destroy, but because we survive. Always. The burden is eternal. The cost is high. The vigilance is permanent, and we pay it willingly, because survival is not optional, because preparation is life, because humanity has become something more, something stronger, something immortal in its own vigilance. We are alone. We are prepared. We are eternal. The galaxy is silent. The stars are quiet. No signal, no message, no fleet, only darkness and distance. We are alone, but we are not helpless. We are the masters of survival, the architects of defense, the students of annihilation. Our laboratories pulse with light. Our AI hums endlessly. Every simulation sharpens our understanding. Every collapse teaches a lesson. Every failure becomes armor. We have rehearsed every war, every plague, every collapse. We have anticipated every enemy, every betrayal, every catastrophe, and survived all of it without firing a single shot. The observers in the void fear us. They see a species that studies death daily, that trains with extinction, that weaponizes its own scars. They see mastery born from horror, and they turn away. We have become invisible power, silent dominance, untouchable and unpredictable. We do not seek conflict. We do not seek revenge. We do not even need recognition. The AI runs simulations, simulations of battles that may never happen, of enemies that may never exist, of collapses that may never arrive, and we study them all, perfecting every response, anticipating the unimaginable, preparing for every impossible outcome. Our isolation is deliberate. Our silence is power. The galaxy hesitates to interfere because it knows we have rehearsed our own destruction and we will survive it every time. The weight of vigilance is heavy. Every human bears it. Every mind is sharpened by fear. Every heart is tempered by understanding. Every soul is disciplined by preparation. We see ourselves in the simulations, not as heroes, not as victims, but as survivors, masters of strategy, keepers of knowledge, warriors of shadows. The black box grows. The Archive of Extinction expands. Every tragedy, every collapse, every horror we have endured becomes a weapon, becomes a shield, becomes a lesson we cannot forget. We are alone in the void, and yet we are not powerless. We do not need fleets. We do not need armies. We do not need weapons. We need knowledge. We need history. We need ourselves. Every night the AI calculates. Every night the simulations run. Every night the universe watches. And every night we grow stronger. Every night we become more prepared. Every night we perfect survival. The galaxy remains silent, not because it is indifferent, but because it fears the species it cannot understand. It fears the species that has mastered its own end. It fears the species that uses horror as armor. It fears humanity. We look at the stars, and they look back cautiously. We do not signal. We do not reach out. We do not invite attention. We wait, and we endure, and we survive. We have turned isolation into strength, loneliness into discipline, silence into power. Every moment spent in preparation, every moment spent in vigilance, every moment spent mastering ourselves has made us untouchable. Our laboratories glow like tombs and sanctuaries. Our machines hum with intelligence beyond fear. Our simulations predict every disaster and teach us to overcome it. We are ready for anything. Some nights we wonder, will a threat ever come? Will the galaxy ever test us? Or will we remain alone, guardians of our own knowledge, masters of our own survival, alone in the void? But it does not matter. The threat may come, or it may never arrive. Either way, we are prepared. We are vigilant. We are eternal. We are humanity, and we are alone in power, alone in silence, alone in mastery. The galaxy may fear us, but we fear nothing. We have trained for the end and survived it every time.
The stars watch quietly. The void is empty, but we are awake. We are ready. We are eternal. We are alone, and we will endure forever.